What's up, guys? Welcome back to Almost Functional 40K. Today I'm going to be going over the list I'm planning on taking to ATC currently. I've got one test game scheduled for tomorrow, and I have an RTT on Saturday, so we'll see how I feel the list performs, and if I feel it needs any tweaks before heading to ATC. Uh, it's not built to be an all-comers list, so don't. There are some things in there will probably be not optimal if I was planning to fight everything. I am teching a little more into fighting Horde, like GSC, the big unkillable Necron blobs, possibly Horde Guard, Swarm Orcs, stuff like that. Because a few of the other players on my team are bringing lists that are quite well suited to killing vehicles and those matchups. So I'm just going to be our deterrent to some of those other lists to hopefully be able to play into them fairly well. I will put a little anti-take in here. I won't fully just take none, just in case, I end up getting matched up into something where we're not trying to get me into. I can still give it a game, try to keep it close. So, with that said, we'll just get into the list. I couldn't figure out how to do the army builder on here, so I had to build the list on my iPad and screen record it and then upload it here. So I've already built the list, but now I'm going to be talking about it as we watch the video of me building the list, because I couldn't figure out how to screen record and do sound. So we'll just see. We'll see if this works. So I'm going to be playing Space Wolves. So go down here, we're getting the Space Wolves. I am not going to be taking the Space Wolf detachment. I will be taking Gladius just because it's more consistent, more reliable. You know what detachment you're going, or what rules you can have when you want them. My special chapter is the Dread Wolves. They're painted red. They Wardbearer red. They're like halfway between Wardbearers and Blood Angels in color. But maybe I'll do a rundown on my fluff for them. So when I started first, I was like, all right, what do I want the core of the list? So I take the Ballistus, and then we roll down. I take the Desolation Squad, and then we're going to take a Thunderfire Cannon, a Vindicator, and a Whirlwind, because Marines do indirect really well right now. So especially fighting into the hordes with all the blast. So that is the main thought, and then the Vindicator and the Ballistus are my anti-vehicle. I know a lot of people aren't big on the Vindicator because of short range, but I enjoy it. But yeah, so here, the Ballistus, it T10, 12 wounds, 2 up save. It's decently survivable. You get to reroll hits if something's below half strength. You're normally shooting Oath targets, so that's not that big a deal, but I like that his last cannon's 2 shots instead of the 1-shot twin linked like a lot of them went to on Dreadnoughts. And then he's got the missiles, 2 shots, or if I'm fighting the Horde, it can be 2d6 blasts. So still a little anti-Horde in there as well. He's not just full straight anti-tank, which is one of the reasons I went for him. He can be straight anti-tank in the matchups I need him to, but he can also do a little bit into Hordes with his Stormbolter and his frag missiles. Then the Desolation Squads, if you don't know, are great. You give them, they take their Castellan launchers. If they're stationary, they get to ignore cover, and they don't take the penalty for firing indirect, which is huge, especially into stuff that's armor 4 or less. Yes, you see their Castellan launcher, D3 shots with blast, strength for every 0-1 damage. You can make it -1 with the Storm of Fire strat. So 10 guys with that just puts out a lot of shots into Horde when you're adding all the extra shots per guy. Drop the super frags for the super crack. So I do have 9 super cracks, so they can pop out and be some anti-tank if I need them to. And then the Vanguard launcher on the Sergeant just gives a little more indirect with a little extra strength, AP, and more damage. So just these guys will be really good to into any horde list. So they should be able to pick up. I mean, those big Necron blobs with the crypto thralls and stuff, they can come close to picking it up in one turn once you give them all the strats and all the buffs you can put on them. And here, so yeah, just taking it up to a 10 man, swapping out the frags for the cracks. I put the Vengor on the sergeant. And then next you got the Thunderfire. Really great, more indirect, more blast, and it's got the amazing ability of tremor shells, so you can actually slow people down. It's -2 to their movement, and then -2 to advance and charge rolls. So they actually stack because one affects their characteristic and the other affects the rolls. So if they go to advance, they're technically -4, and if they try to advance and charge in the same turn, they're going to be -6 inches overall movement for the whole turn. Uh, so that can be really, really nice. One, slowing stuff from getting to your lines, or just making his units not able to get where he wants them to get objectives or do secondaries. It's very useful. For 90 points, his damage is okay, but that's really why you bring it. The Vindicator here, I love the Vindicator. I've had one sitting on the shelf for years. When I saw its stats in 10th, I was so excited to get it on the table. It's T11, 11 wounds, 2 up save, so it's not the hardest thing in the world to kill, but it doesn't die easy. Uh, I really like this Seed Shield. He can shoot his Demolisher Cannon into combat, which is amazing, and he doesn't take the -1 penalty when shooting out of combat. So that's really nice, so you're not worried about him getting tied up. Uh, Gotta stop saying the Demolisher Cannon is D6 plus 3 shots. It has blast, so still good into Horde, but Strength 14, -3 D6, so once again, it can do Horde, but it's also really good into tank or monster, just big stuff. You give it the Hunter Killer, you give it the Stormbolter, just a little extra into infantry. And then you got the Whirlwinds, another indirect fire. He's got the Hunter Killer Missile Stormbolter as well. He can cause Battle Shock, which isn't as big a deal as we thought it was going to be when the edition was first dropping, but still useful to do. 48-inch range, that's not a kilometer, so it's 72-inch range, D6 plus 3 shots, blast, indirect, strength 8, -2, 2 damage. So that's a really nice profile. So that's great at killing Marines, great at killing most stuff nowadays. That's 2 wounds. And at strength 8, it can still, especially with Oath, put some damage on vehicles. So that's the core, that's the damage, that's how we're dealing with hordes, how we're dealing with tanks, that's how do we deal with stuff. Alright, so now we're going to how do we score points, how do we play the missions. So the first thing, we're doing characters first. So the first thing we're doing is we're going to take the Primaris Librarian, and he's going to attach to the Desolation Squad. We're going to make him the Warlord, and we're going to give him Bolter Discipline, so that all those shots from the Desolation Marines have sustained hits on 6s, and in Devastator Doctrine they will pop on 5s. So just giving lots of extra shots. He gives them a 4-up Field of Painting and Psychic and a 4-up Invul all the time, which is not a bad thing, just on top. And then the Smites do a little extra damage right there, can do devastating wounds. So that's really nice. So he just rounds out our ranged damage dealing, just how we're going to deal with most stuff through the games. And with the Desolation, just really just ups their efficiency. And honestly, most of the time, you don't even want them hitting on 3s. You want them getting their indirect penalties, so you have extra rolls for the sustained hits, I believe. I'm not sure exactly math-wise how that works out, but I think anytime you're rolling for extra hits is better, probably. So then next we're going to go into the mission playing elements of the list. So the first thing I wanted was some infiltrators. Because, like I said, attacking for Necrons and Gene Stealer Cult keep bringing the blips in. Necrons, at least a couple times I've played into them recently, they really want to use the Monolith to warp those big squads around to make up for their lack of mobility. So and then the infiltrators have the 12-inch deep strike deny, which is great. It's Grey Knights, like there's lots of stuff that can deep strike, and this just shuts that down. You can put 2 on your side of the board. It shuts down a lot of secondaries, forces them to have to walk over to you. And I actually ran 3 squads, so you can infiltrate 1 up, and they all have infiltrate, which is nice. So that helps if you need to. You can infiltrate them in to get stuff. And right here, you give them the 6 up, feel no pain, and they can potentially get CP back when you use strats on them. I mean, it's free. Why not throw it on them? And yeah, so we're going to duplicate this 3 times, run 3 squads of infiltrators, which might seem like overkill, but into some of these matchups I'm kind of teching for and trying to get into. It's great. Then the sniper scouts, precision, can pick out characters. That's nice, but the real reason you bring them is for their ability, which is called concealed positions. Uh, they cannot be targeted outside of 12 inches, just like lone operative. So they are great at playing the mission. People have to really get close to them to start trying to deal damage to them, take them off objectives. So this list is really designed to force people to come to me, because all the indirect and then all the scouts can't be targeted, infiltrators don't let you deep strike, and then we're taking a Phobos Librarian. He has ability of, well, he has the psychic power of shrouding, which can give the unit he's attached to, they can't be targeted outside of 12 inches, and they gain the stealth ability, so they're -1 to hit, which the sniper scouts also have. So attach him one of the infiltrator squads. Now we have a squad. Outside of 12, they can't be shot. You can't deep strike within 12, so they're really hard to get to and deal with. So I just really like that combo there. So those are our mission playing elements and our damage elements. So now this is a Space Wolf list, and we're missing some combat. So go to my favorite man, Ragnar Blackmane. I've loved Ragnar since I started playing the 2nd edition, so anytime I can throw him in a wolf list, I'm down for it. So this gives me a little bit of combat, forcing you to come to me, so hopefully I can do some counter-attacking, counter-charging with him mid-board. Hopefully I don't have to send him too much to try to get to the other side of the table. Just guard my indirect and push middle. He's 8 attacks, strength 6, neg 3, 2 damage, sustained hits 1, hitting on 2s. And then his ability is Warhowl. His unit gets advance and charge all the time. And then Battle Lust. When he charges, he gets +2 attacks and strength. So it'll be 10 attacks at strength 8 on the charge. Sustained hits 1. So you have both of the moment on something, you're getting like 12 hits out of this guy. That's wild. And then you see we can attach to. We don't have any of these units in the list yet. So for what we want him to do, Blade Guard Veteran look like the best option. So we're going to go down here and grab a squad of Blade Guard. They come in 3. You can take them you can take a 3-man squad, or you can take up to 6. So we're going to push it up to a 6-man, just so he's got a little protection and some beef behind him. They got a built-in 4-up invul save. They're 3 wounds, which is nice. Only T4, but they have decent survivability. They have the heavy bolt pistol, which is 18-inch range, and neg 1 damage. So not a horrible shot, just a little bonus shooting. And then their combat is 4 attacks each, so 24 attacks coming out of the 6-man squad. Strength 5, neg 2, 2 damage. So solid. It's not like they're not going to go in and kill a lot of big stuff alone, but with Ragnar, if you give them the Lance ability, the strat that gives them Lance and +1, or Lance and extra AP, they can take down some stuff. And then that ability we're just looking at, they can choose they can choose each fight phase to either get reroll 1s to hit or reroll 1s on their invul saves. So then we're left with 150 points, so I decided to just duplicate the Warwind, go to 2,000. I am debating whether it's a little, the whirlwinds are a little much. Do I need them? I've thought about dropping the one whirlwind in the Vindicator and taking a Land Raider to put the Blade Guard and Ragnar in, which would leave me like 100 points. So I could take like a squad of Thunderwolves, or I could take another 3-man Blade Guard. And at that point, I could possibly drop the Ballistus and take up that to a second 6-man Blade Guard, and 70 points throw maybe a Judicar in there, although he might be 75, so I might have to downgrade a Sniper Scout to a regular Scout at that point. But I'm not sure if that's worth it, because then I pretty much get rid of all my anti-tank, and I'm tacked wholly into Horde. So if I miss that matchup, I'm in bad shape. So I'll probably say something similar, but I might end up dropping the second Whirlwind. What I do with that 150 points, I'm not sure yet. I could take Incursors or Intercessors and throw in a single attack bike just to be a sacrificial little go grab objectives, go to engage or something. I could take a squad of Fenrisian Wolves and a squad of Jump Pack Wolfguard, Vanguard Vets, although 120 points earlier is a throwaway piece now with what they did to their heirloom weapons. But I like the core of the list. That last Whirlwind may be something I play around with, but between tomorrow's game and next weekend, we'll see how it works. I like the core of the list. I like the scouts and the infiltrators. I think that's going to be really annoying for people to have to deal with. The Desolation Marines, the Thunderfire, the one Whirlwind, I really like that. Ragnar and the Blade Guard just gives me that one nice combat unit. And they hit pretty hard. They charge into an Oath of the Moment target. Say you're playing Knights or something, that squad can pick up a full wound Knight even with the Feel No Pains. And charging to a Little Knight, Ragnar will pick up a Little Knight by himself with Oath of the Moment up. And that leaves the squad to possibly attack a second Knight. Which they wouldn't pick up a second Little Knight if the second Knight didn't have Oath of the Moment on it, but they'd probably kill about half of it. So if you weakened one to shooting, they could possibly charge in and pick up 2 Little Knights. So I like the core of the list. I got Ragnar. I got some decent shooting. I got some tech pieces to play the missions. I keep saying I know, I'm trying. But we'll see how it plays. I'm hoping the tournament goes well. I'm hoping I play into some GSC or Necrons or something. If I just hit Custodes and Knights all weekend or all Saturday during my test games, it won't really show me what the list is supposed to be doing, because that's not what we're trying to have it fight. But it will give me reps deploying it and playing it, and if I get into the bad matchups, how can I keep it close? Can I win it? Can I keep it close so we can make it up a points other places? But we'll see. I will try to record a video Sunday, Monday, something like that after the tournament, give you guys a recap, see how the list played. Lists have to be submitted Sunday, so I'll let you know if I made any tweaks before I submitted it, although any tweaks made will not get to be play tested, which is a downside. And then once ATC hits, I will try to keep an update track, take pictures, videos of everything through the weekend, and then make a recap video when I get back. But thanks to anybody who's watching, and I will see you guys next time.